So it was 6 weeks ago, and I was at my old house with a real estate agent, and we were getting ready to sell it. And I received a 1-800 number call that I hung up on because I don't have time for this. But about 15 to 30 seconds later, the same number calls again. I decide, all right, I should probably answer this. And so I did. And the person says, "Hello, sir. This is yada yada from Chase Fraud Department, and we've identified possible fraud activity on your business checking account." Now, I do have a business checking account. Did you place an order for $5 or $650 at a Walmart in Oklahoma? And of course I didn't. I said, "No, that's definitely fraud. Yep, that's ridiculous." And he continues to say that they're going to halt this transaction, and your money will be returned to you. And we're going to have to terminate that business debit card and send you out a new one. And all this completely sounds reasonable to me. Now, he continues, "Just to confirm your identity, I need you to read a code that was just sent to your phone." So I read the code to him, and it was from one of those legit looking 5-digit phone numbers that, businesses like Chase use or whatever. So then he starts reading off the last 4 transactions from my business checking account just to make sure everything else adds up and there was nothing else. And I recognized all of them. So out of curiosity, though, during this conversation, I did get on my computer to try to log in, and I was unable to log in. And I mentioned this to him, and he says, "Yes, as a precaution, we've temporarily suspended any online logins. And when you receive your new business debit card, which will be rushed and delivered to you by tomorrow, upon activating this card, your online logins will work." Now, all of this made sense to me. And at this point, I'm eager to get back to, the realtor. And I can't recall what the justification was, but the rest of the phone call, which was about a minute or two more, he had me read a couple more text message codes that were sent. Now, the call ends, and then I get back to the realtor. And then about 10 minutes later, I receive a text message from Chase asking if I verified a transaction for $5,000 out of my account. Now, this is a little strange to me. I'm getting annoyed at this point because I'm trying to deal with the realtor. And I decide, all right, I'm going to Google Chase's number, and I'm going to give them a call. So I told them about, the fact that I was just on the phone with another rep from their department, and that I received this other text message. I just wanted to make sure everything is still fine. And the rep told me, "Your online banking is still active. No cards were closed." And so I said, "Well, that's strange because, I just had this conversation with you guys." And at that point, they said, "I'm going to transfer you to the Chase Fraud Department." And during, the period in which I was waiting, I decided to run back upstairs, try to log in. I decided to password reset my account, and I was able to get in. Now, at this point, the rep came on the phone and read off the last 4 transactions from my business checking account, which I was also looking at the screen. And these were the amounts: $5,000, $7,500, $9,500, and $10,000. 4 different transactions that occurred within about 10 to 15 minutes of each other. And my heart sunk because I realized at that point I had just got scammed. The codes that I was reading them through text message that I received were online bank account password reset codes. And because I was in such a hurry, I did not bother to read the whole text message that was that's automated and sent from Chase. The whole text message looks like this. Notice the part about not giving this code to anybody over the phone. And what had happened then at that point, I was on the phone with them for about 2.5 hours. They were able to stop automatically 3 of the 4 transactions, but the biggest $10,000 transaction, due to the nature of the transaction type, it was instant, and the payee had already received it. Now, I wasn't able to see any information really about, it was just some strange codes based on the transaction details. I didn't see who received it, but nonetheless, they told me I had about a 50-50 chance of getting the money back because the payee already received it. And after all, I did read these codes that allowed them to transfer such money out of my account. And they told me it would take about 10 days for them to, investigate the situation and determine if it's fraud. Now, clearly, I'm not a baller. I don't deal with money like that, especially for transactions all within 15 minutes of each other, totaling over $30,000. So I had to wait a good 9 days until there was a resolution. Now, this all came at a time when it was the worst possible time for to have money stolen out of your account, if such a thing exists, because we were selling our house, but we were also buying a house and putting 20% down on the new house that we were purchasing. And that was going to take a large chunk, the majority chunk out of our bank account. And having $10,000 less would have put us in a situation that, didn't make me at all feel comfortable. I mean, $10,000 is $10,000. So in 9 days, fortunately, they transferred the money back into my account and they did determine that it was fraud. But some people aren't so lucky. For me, I'm obviously a tech savvy person. I run a large YouTube channel where I teach people how to design and code, and yet this still happened to me. So it doesn't really have anything to do, one's propensity to be scammed like this, anything to do with your tech knowledge, unless perhaps you're a security expert. Barring that, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and you're feeling rushed or whatever, don't go on autopilot like I did. If it has anything to do with finances, make sure you turn your mind off of whatever the current situation you're in. I don't care if it's you're with a realtor, if you're at a dinner with your wife, your girlfriend. Take it slow, because I almost got scammed out of $30,000+, and that would have been horrible, obviously. So I thought I would just put out this video, not to make myself look like an idiot, but perhaps even if I'm just able to help one person avoid such a scam, it's completely worth it to me. And so hopefully here going forward in 2021, none of you watching will fall to such an attack if you decided to watch this whole thing through. Don't be reading text message-based codes like I did, like an idiot, so that people can get into your bank account. And especially don't read multiple codes so that they can then wire transfer out all this other money. I am so glad, though, that Chase did rule in my favor. One critique I do have about it, though, is they did send the text message, halting the $5,000 transaction. It asks you to reply yes or no if you authorize this, but they didn't do it for the $10,000 amount or the other amount. So that's a little bit strange to me. Hopefully they're able to fix that. Either way, it ended well for me, and hopefully it'll end well for anybody else, and hopefully you're able to prevent it from even being taken out of your account. And going forward into 2021, if you're a regular subscriber, we're going to be doing a lot more design, a lot more code. The launch of designcourse.com is coming out in 2021. And yeah, I'm very hopeful about exciting new things here in the new year. I will see you guys real soon. Goodbye.